Okay, we've got the carpets washed, the walls washed, and, of course, the windows.
No problem, Dr. Quartermaine. My crew's out in the truck. I'll have them bring in the equipment right away.
Good. Oh, listen, did I mention about the tile in the bathroom?
Don't worry. We'll make sure it's spotless.
Thank you. Okay.
Who was that?
That is the foreman of the cleaning crew. We've used them before. They're excellent.
Oh, we're doing our spring house cleaning in January this year?
Nope, just the east wing.
The East Wing? Why? Nobody uses it.
Someone might.
Who?
Yeah, that's a good question, Alan. What strays are we taking in now?
Oh, I would not consider this woman a stray, Edward.
This woman? Who are you talking about?
I am talking about my long-lost cousin.
Jake, thank goodness you're here. I'm at my wit's end.
Calm down, calm down. Nothing as bad as all that.
Are you kidding me? The social worker is coming and we haven't settled anything.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Well, don't hang up just because I'm here. Go on, arrange your little, tryst.
As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I was doing. I just called Hannibal to confirm my dance lesson.
You call that a tryst?
It might turn out that way. You did say that you were working at home today, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Well, part of it anyway.
Well, when I get back, who knows? Might find time for a tryst or two.
Oh, you can count on it.
Guess what?
I couldn't possibly.
Roland's assistant is coming from New York to audition me for a Broadway show.
Hannibal told you that?
Yes, he did. Believe me, that man knows how to run a con game.
This, assistant of Roland's, what's his name?
Irving, something. I have it written down. Why?
I want to run a check on him.
Don't you understand? The social worker believes that Lou doesn't want to stay with me.
When is the social worker supposed to be coming to see?
Right after lunch. She said about 1:30.
Okay, okay. First things first. I want you to get her on the phone and tell her that you're going to have the meeting here.
How's that going to help?
A little psychology. Formal setting like a lawyer's office will give a serious tone to the meeting. That would be in our favor.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
Believe me, it'll help. What's most important is that you and I can present a united front, something she won't be expecting. It'll throw her off. Oh, excuse me. Yes, Dolores. Oh, good. He's here. Brock, just the person I wanted to see. Thanks. Send him right in. If you don't mind, Rose, Brock's could come in here. Look, you can make the phone call out in the reception office. And don't take no for an answer. You want the meeting here, okay?
Okay.
Your secretary said to come right in.
I was just leaving.
What's the big rush? Why'd you switch our meeting till this morning? I asked you a question.
I heard you. Why did you lie to me?
Monica, I still say you should put this woman up in a hotel.
Why should I? She's my cousin.
How do you know that?
You've never even heard of her before.
I mean, Father's right. The woman waltzes in. She says she's your cousin. How do you know she's not lying? Have you thought about that?
Alan, you have a warped mind. Have you thought about that?
There's no reason to be insulting, Monica. Alan and I just feel that taking this woman into our house would be a fatal mistake.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, we don't know because we don't know what the woman wants.
I will tell you what the woman wants. The woman wants to meet her cousin, me.
Do you hear yourself, Monica? You are assuming already she is your cousin.
And you are assuming already she's a criminal.
She might very well be after our money, Monica. Come on.
Ah, the Quartermaine money. The precious Quartermaine money.
The precious Quartermaine money is paramount. Now, Alan is quite right. Every new situation has to be examined in light of that effect.
Edward, for once in your life, could you think of something besides your bank book?
Oh, you have something more important to consider, I assume?
I sure do, lots of things. You know, money is not the only motivating force in life. What about family? What about the need to belong? Or isn't that important to you?
Oh, yes, it has its place.
Oh, stop it. For as long as I have been here, this Quartermaine house has been crawling with Quartermaines. Aunts, uncles, cousins, you name it.
That's exactly right, Monica. This house is always open to our family.
That's true, and for once these damn doors are going to be open to one of my relatives.
Well, it has yet to be proven that this woman is related.
Then at least have the decency to give her the benefit of the doubt. Do you know what it's like to grow up not knowing who you are, not having any kind of a relative?
Monica, you're a Quartermaine.
Fine. And before that, who was I? I haven't a clue. Maybe I can find out. And I am not going to let anything stop me. I am going to welcome this woman into this house, and I expect both of you to do the same. Is that clear?
Speaking of relatives, I have yet to meet the real Grant Putnam.
Am I to assume that we have just changed the subject?
No, not really. Except for a trick of fate, the real Grant Putnam could be a relative of ours. If so, I'd like to meet him.
Well, if you want my advice, Edward, as far as the real Grant and Celia go, I would just say cool it.
Why?
A lot of reasons. Because I think that Grant and Celia right now have a lot to think about, and they don't need you getting involved.
I simply would like to meet the man. Is that so terrible?
Not at all. I've met him.
Yeah, well, you still haven't told us, Alan, what you think of him.
I know, sir. Very, very strange. It's even disconcerting being with him.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Wonder how Celia's taking it.
Well, how do you think?
No, it must be a great strain on her.
Oh, strain is putting it mildly. I'm surprised she isn't climbing the walls.
I haven't heard a word from her.
No, nor have I.
You want to know why? Well, if you two would think about something other than money for once in your lives, you'd find out that both of them are keeping a very low profile lately.
I wish certain other people would do the same thing.
Anyone in particular in mind?
Well, I was actually talking about your alleged cousin, Monica, and I used the word alleged advisedly.
Yes, admit it, Monica. The woman could be an imposter.
And if she is, you're making a very serious mistake by welcoming you.
All right, enough. Enough. I've had it. I am not going to talk about my cousin anymore. Do you hear me? I am going to go to the hospital. I have surgery. Oh, one more.
Yes.
Have a nice day. You might start by hiding the silver.
I've said it before, Alan, but it bears repeating. Monica can be a very obstinate woman.
I know that. I'm married to her.
Well, what are you going to do about this situation?
I know I'll reason with her at the hospital later.
You're living in a dream world, my boy. There is no such thing as reasoning with an obsessed woman. Simply cannot be done.
So, this is the man that's coming to see you dance.
Yes. Matthew Irving. He's supposed to be Roland's right-hand man.
According to Hannibal.
Right. He really laid it on thick. Not only is Matthew Irving coming all the way from New York just to see me, but he's certain to sign me to a big Broadway contract.
Holly, I want you to do something for me.
Yes, of course. What?
Don't go to Hannibal's class today until I check this Matthew Irving out.
Oh, I have to show up. I have to keep Hannibal thinking I'm hanging on his every word.
Yeah, I just want you to play it safe, that's all.
Who are you calling?
The distinguished choreographer himself.
Roland? Gilbert?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Mr. Gilbert, please. Oh, I see. When are you expecting him back? Very well. Would you ask him to call me as soon as he comes in? The name is Scorpio, that's right. It's a Port Charles number. No, my office. It's 555-5800. That's right, Port Charles. And tell him it's urgent, will you? I'll be waiting for his call. Well, he's not going to be back for a couple of hours, so I'll be in my office by then.
I'll stop by later. By then, you should have talked to Rolland Gilbert.
Right.
And also, hopefully by then, I might have a few new details myself.
Now, look, Holly...
Oh, Robert, please, darling, don't look so worried. Really, this is a classic scam. I not only know how to play, but I invented the rules myself.
Let's lay down a few ground rules, shall we? If we're going to get anywhere in this matter, you're going to have to start telling me the truth.
I never lied to you.
Oh, come on. I have the sales contract right here. Your purchase of the Delice Foods. And let me tell you, I've read every word, including the fine print.
Then you know I've been wrong.
Will you come off it? This contract with your signature on the bottom specifically states that you bought Delice Gourmet Foods machinery as is. As is an exact term, and it has great meaning in court.
Tell me, what are you getting at?
Just this. That you knew damn well that machinery was falling apart when you signed that purchase agreement, yet you deliberately told me that you did not. In other words, you lied to me. I don't take that from anyone, especially my clients.
What are you suggesting?
Just this. That you are totally responsible for the claims made against you in this suit. I strongly suggest that you settle out of court.
That would cost me a fortune.
A jury could cost you a lot more.
Is there any other way out of this?
Not legally, and that's the only way I play the game, pal.
Well, look, I admire that. I really do. I am so glad that I have a lawyer with some integrity.
You also have a lawyer that will not let his clients lie to him.
You don't know what kind of pressure I'm under. Dan wants me to replace the roof of the Delice building.
Did he say why?
He found a couple of holes in it. So he wants me to replace the entire roof so that it won't rain on the machinery that I don't even have yet.
Well, he has the right. I suggest you do it.
Oh, and I suppose you also suggested I do all the things that Rick Weber wants me to do. Replace thousands and thousands of dollars worth of machinery.
Yes, do it if you want to reopen your factory.
Yeah, that's right. I do want to reopen it, but I'm not going to go broke in the process.
I'm afraid you have no choice. You have to comply.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
That's what I said. Maybe. I will work things out with him. And when I do, Dan will go right along.
Just what do you mean by work things out?
There were ways to get things done, Counselor. They don't teach you in law school.
Well, they teach us this in law school. As attorney to client, I've given you my best advice. I've told you what you need to do. Do it.
I hope this isn't a budget problem, Bert.
It is related.
Give me a clue.
The subject is jewelry.
Wasn't aware there was any jewelry involved in the budget.
No, I'm talking about other people's jewelry. The kind that people travel with, you know. They're stupid enough to take along $10,000 bracelets and cufflinks that cost a fortune, stuff like that.
Well, I never leave home without mine.
And they happen to feel naked without them, so it becomes a bonanza for the gangs that rip off the expensive hotels.
Are we talking about hotel room robberies here?
No, Robert, we are talking about hotel safety deposit boxes. We've had really a rash of break-ins lately.
So look.
Here, this computer printout speaks for itself. See there, 9 hotel safety deposit boxes ripped off in the last 30 days. That's an average of 180 a year.
Well, how does that tally up for the average of a year?
Here, look over here. Past years, 1982, 23, 1981, 27, 80, 20. For the last 10 years, the average is 23, which is 10% below the national figures.
We're obviously dealing with an experienced gang here. All right, what do you want to do about it?
Well, I'd like to use a special team. I have 6 of my best men. I'd like to take them off their current assignments and put them on this hotel thing.
Well, who's going to replace them on their current assignments?
There's the rub. I have to bring 6 men back from their vacation, and we have a budget problem.
Budget figures here anyway?
Yeah. I think they're right. There they are, down here.
All right, Bert, you'll get your money. I don't know where I'm going to find it, but go ahead to form your team and let's clear this business up. Scorpio.
Rolland Gilbert here, Mr. Scorpio, returning your call.
Thank you for getting back to me.
What can I do for you?
Answer a question if you can. Do you know a Matthew Irving?
I not only know him, he works for me.
That's a surprise.
How so?
Let me duck that for a minute and ask you to tell me about him first.
Well, he's an excellent scout. Since I'm usually occupied here in New York, Matthew covers me in the other cities. And he's responsible for some brilliant discoveries. Why are you asking about him?
Well, you see, our Mr. Hannibal, whom I've discussed with you recently, is now using Irving's name as part of his scam.
This gets better all the time.
Now, he's told his students that your Mr. Irving is coming here to see them, to get them jobs dancing in your next Broadway show. What do you say to that?
A marvelous, ingenious pack of lies.
That's if it is a pack of lies.
Well, what else? Hannibal's obviously a crook.
Now, what if Matthew Irving was in on this swindle with him? I mean, mind you, I'm just trying to cover all the bases here.
I'd be surprised. But it's not impossible. In show business, nothing's beyond possibility. I assume you'll want me to check this out with Matthew.
Yeah, as cagily as you can. Now, I'd be grateful if you'd call me as soon as you learn something.
Oh, I'll do that, provided that you do the same. I don't like my name being used this way.
Yes, Mr. Gilbert, that's what we're here for. To make sure this type of thing doesn't happen.
Is that about the dance thing Holly's mixed up in?
Yeah. She thinks it's a big lark at the moment. But as you can hear from that phone call, it's getting more and more complicated.
Robert, are you as worried as you look?
Yeah. I'm getting very concerned. This Hannibal person is quite prepared to go to any lengths necessary to achieve his ends.
Excuse me for saying this, but you gotta realize that Holly was really walking into danger the first day she walked into that dance studio.
Now remind me. Look, I'm to blame for this, I know, but with our caseload, I was quite happy to put this whole thing on the back burner, bury it even. But she convinced me that she was the right person at the right time.
And the only person, I wager, who knows our staffing problems.
Look, I can't deny that so far she's been on top of it. But this no longer appears to be a one-man scam. There's an assorted cast of characters coming in, what with the advent of this Matthew Irving.
Well, if Irving is involved in it.
If he isn't involved, you can be sure that Hannibal will provide his own Irving at the appropriate time.
Well, don't you think that would be just a little risky for Hannibal?
Not really. The further away from New York he keeps this, the better he's got of getting away with it. I mean, he knows damn well that the sort of people that'll believe his line aren't the sort of people that are going to be in touch with your Matthew Irving, much less a Rolland Gilbert.
Yeah. Just names without faces to most people.
Hannibal's kind of victims will believe whatever they want to believe. He comes up with some muscle man with a Russian accent, and he can tell him it's Nijinsky's half-brother.
Well, he could fool me.
Why we won't be asking you to sign up for dance lessons, Bert.
So, what do you do about Holly?
I don't know. At the moment, I get a few more grey hairs. I'm hoping that Gilbert will get back to me regarding his Matthew Irving. And the more complicated Hannibal makes this scam, the more chance he's got of extracting more money from his victims.
And the more he has at stake in this whole thing.
And the more I think about it, the more nervous I get for my wife.
I think you've got good reason, Robert.
At the moment, she's protected, Bert, but there's going to come a time when this electronic jewelry ain't going to be enough.
Well, then what do you do, Commissioner?
We get prepared for anything and everything.
Hello, Melissa.
Scared me.
Oh, sorry. Where's our teacher?
Oh, Mr. Hannibal just stepped out. He said he'd be right back.
I see. You know I'm your friend, don't you, Melissa?
Well, yes, but, you know, Mr. Hannibal said we're rivals, too. Just gotta win.
Win what?
Well, I'm not supposed to tell.
Come on. We're not children. This isn't kindergarten. Good Lord, we're after parts in Broadway show. Don't you think that we should be not playing games? We should be helping each other to succeed.
Look, I only know what Mr. Hannibal said, and he knows show business.
Maybe he doesn't know show business people.
How can you say that?
Well, it just seems to me that his theory about dog eat dog applies more to the biggies, people who've already made it, who are fighting to stay on top.
You know, I don't know what you're driving at, but...
It's just that people who are just starting out in show business, beginners, we should be kind to each other and helpful. If we don't have each other, what do we have?
I just don't know if I should tell you.
You think that if it's good news that I won't be happy for you?
Would you?
Yes, of course. Besides, if one of us makes it, it gives the rest of us hope. It makes us think that we have a chance. Maybe it's not hopeless out there after all.
Okay, I can say this much. It is not hopeless out there.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Then it is good news.
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with the money you're counting?
Okay, look. If I tell you, promise not to breathe a word.
Promise.
It's so exciting. I couldn't even sleep last night. Guess who's coming to Port Charles just to see me dance?
Who?
Only Mr. Rolland's personal scout, Mr. Matthew Irving.
Really?
And not only that, Mr. Hannibal is absolutely sure that he'll pick me for a job on Broadway.
Well, that's just wonderful, Melissa.
I'm sorry that it can't be both of us.
So am I. There's just one thing that I don't quite understand. If the scout is coming here...
But he is, just to see me.
What does that have to do with the money that you're counting?
Aren't you early, Margaret?
Oh, yes, I am. It's just that I got so excited I lost all track of time.
May I see you privately, Melissa? Out in the hall?
Of course.
We won't be long, Margaret.
Oh, by all means, don't hurry on my account. When it comes to my career, I've got all the time in the world.